Hello guys, today we're taking a look at some brand spanking new PC gameplay of Destiny 2, and this was recorded by myself at Gamescom, and we're running at a resolution of 4K here, 60 FPS. The game looks absolutely fantastic. Even if you're not watching on a 4K screen, you can still actually select the 4K option and the video will look better on your screen because YouTube's going to assign it with a higher bitrate. And if you're on a native 4K display or TV, then the video should look absolutely crystal clear. And what we're playing here is the Strike from the beta. If you've already played the game on console, then you'll be familiar with this, but the PC version obviously looks a lot better. You can run it at high resolution and you get mouse and keyboard controls. So if you prefer playing your first-person shooters on PC, then this is definitely the way to go with Destiny 2, in my opinion. I think a lot of PC players were disappointed when the first game was announced that it wasn't actually coming to PC, because it seems like the perfect PC game. It's an FPS, it's multiplayer, it's a progression based game with a load of loot. I think there's a large player base for that kind of game on PC, and sadly with the first game we didn't get to experience that, but now the sequel is being released on PC as well, and honestly I think that a lot of people are going to pick this up, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of the console players switch to PC once they get a taste of just how good it feels. Now I've already posted a gameplay video from E3 on the PC version of the game, and that was also in 4K, but I've not really talked about my impressions of the PC version. I think a lot of people were worried that this was just going to be like a port almost, and it would be a bad version of the game. But after playing it 3 different times now, I have to say that the PC version feels like the ultimate edition of the game to me. I think the most important thing though is that the mouse actually feels good. It feels like a proper PC shooter. There's no weird acceleration or anything like that. You can turn mouse smoothing off. You've got all sorts of options for the mouse as well in the settings. We will kind of go through those later on in the video as well, but the mouse feels responsive, it feels good. You can get those pinpoint accurate headshots with the mouse easy peasy when you're playing on PC. And obviously that just doesn't improve your skills in co-op. Also PvP as well is going to be a completely different experience, I think, when people are using mouse and keyboard. It's going to be really interesting to see how the meta of the console version is different to the PC version based on what guns have the most profound impact when you've got the precision of using a mouse. I think hand cannons in particular, when you can just nail headshots over and over again, are going to be very, very good on PC. In terms of frame rate, the game was running at a solid 60 frames per second. You can actually uncap the frame rate on PC if you want. So if you've got a 120 or a 144 Hz monitor and you've got a system that can put out those kind of frame rates, then boom, you're going to have a really nice high frequency experience playing the game. And if you're on older PC hardware as well, if I go into the video options here, you can see that there's all sorts of different settings that you can change here. We've got the resolution, of course, but then we've got like overall quality, texture, ambient occlusion, motion blur. If you don't like motion blur, a lot of people don't like that, so you can turn it off. Different kinds of anti-aliasing, texture quality, foliage, environmental detail, character detail, depth of field, lighting, shadow detail. There's a load of stuff here, so scalability on the PC version looks very good, and even if you're running an older system, you should still be able to get decent frame rates depending on how you set things up here. On PC, Destiny 2 also has 21:9 support, so if you've got an ultra wide monitor, everything should look good and fit perfectly there. Interestingly, I couldn't see an FOV slider in the PC options, but the developers have said that that is coming to the PC version of the game, so maybe that will be in the beta build in a patch or something, or patched into the game for launch. Fingers crossed, because I think that's really important for PC players to have that. And then of course we've got all of your key mapping, so you can change all this if you want. You can do all the mouse buttons, mouse 4, mouse 5. Everything here can be completely customized and changed. Plenty of options for customization as a PC gamer. I also wanted to look at the recoil as well, because I remember there was an article like a month ago where people were unsure if there was actually going to be recoil in the PC version of the game. So I was like, well, at Gamescom I'm going to really test this out for myself and I'm going to record it. So here's me shooting at a wall without controlling the recoil whatsoever. And as you can see, there is actually quite a lot of vertical recoil there. And then the second time I'm firing here, I'm controlling the recoil by pulling down on the mouse, and you get a much tighter grouping and spread with the bullets. And here's another example of that on some rocks. So hopefully you can see that yes, there is recoil in the PC version of the game, and you can control it quite easily by pulling down on the mouse. So hopefully that puts that discussion to bed. Overall, with the time I've spent so far playing Destiny 2 on PC, I've been very impressed by that version of the game. As I said, it feels like a proper PC game rather than a shoddy port, which I think was most people's concerns with the game. And hopefully you'll have a chance to try it out for yourselves when the PC beta launches in the next few days. So that's all for today, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, a thumbs down. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next one.